Okay, I'm excited to show you a typing of a romantic gamine type in the McJimsy system, or soft gamine and kibi. If you like this kind of content, please take a moment to like the video, follow, and share so the algorithm boosts me and that more people can learn about kibi typing or body essence typing and can see what I do. All right, let's get started with Isabelle here. So I have Isabelle and I had her send me photos of her hands, her feet, her face, and then a full body pic so that I am able to look at her line and then go from there. I will say that I am not affiliated with Kibi in any way, nor with McJimsy, that you really need to dive into your essence to really know your style aesthetic. This will only help with your bone structure and like point you in the right direction. The whole work to find out your essence and your style aesthetic is something that takes time. It's something even I am still working on for myself after learning my body essence types. All right, when I look at your hands, your feet, and your face, I do see a juxtaposition of sharp and angular and soft and rounded. I am going to start with your toes. I know that seems like a weird place, but you have some, oh my, you have some, sorry about that, guys. You have some shorter toes and some longer toes. Some shorter toes, and some longer toes. Same over here, longer, longer, shorter, shorter, shorter. So that is a mix right there of long and short bones. Just putting that out there as one tiny little thing. Even though you have very small, petite feet, your hands are small and petite. I would give them a D if I was taking the Kibi test because your fingers are quite narrow. And I don't think it's just the effect of the fingernails, although they do elongate. I love that they elongate. I would even try a little bit pointier. As a gamine, you can get away with maybe a stiletto or a longer almond. Don't be afraid to explore there. All right, looking at her face, I see softness in her cheeks. I see, sharpness in her eyes. They're a little bit sharper. I see kind of a rounded, arched brow. I see the little round button nose, and a rounded chin, rounded features in the face. I do see that little bit of sharpness in your eyes, and I do see a funness and a playfulness in your eyebrows. And then I can also really see her shoulders here and how they are kind of sharper and slanted. They are slanted, but there is some angularity to that slant. They're not just sloped and rounded. There's a sharpness to that slope, if that makes sense. And you look here, I see there a sloped, I see narrowness and petiteness in these shoulders. Because even though I'm betting she feels some width in here. Her shoulders are quite narrow. And I think sometimes soft gamines get a little bit of width in here, just a tiny bit wider than their bust here. And that kind of tricks them into thinking they might be soft natural. But she's actually rather narrow, rather soft. I'm following the line. It's rather soft. And I could see why she wonders if she's romantic, because she has the rounded full hip, and then she has the roundness up here. And she's an example of when you will see a soft gamine having that double curve. They don't always have it. A lot of times they are, if they're very, very very petite. They'll have more of a straight body, a ruler shape, and then that flesh is going to make the snowman kind of shape of romantic, the softness. But here I can see that she does have that roundness and softness. I think that her angularity comes through here. That's what you can see right in there. And then there's that angularity here. And then it's just rounded on top. I'm actually going to undo that and do it again. And I'm going to do another color to show you what I mean. So I think I want to do this side again. Angularity, angularity. Some angularity. And then in your hips, I'm betting the bone is very short under here. Like that. This is what I'm thinking her bone structure looks like underneath. And I'm betting it's not perfect. I can see it's a short vertical line. And then let's come over with another color. We'll use some purple. And this is where her softness comes in. There's softness here. Softness here. And then softness here on top of this bone structure that I feel is angular under there. Now, I do want to come over here and show you I didn't just go there. I compared her to some other types. All right. I want to first just look at essence. Let's look at the soft naturals at the top. Okay. There is, excuse me, an erectness here. I want to show you there's an elongation right in here. And that is very sharp all the way down. And then that is how their bones are going to look. They're a little bit longer here, like that. And then the shoulders do come out, and they're a little bit sharper. And you have that really defined, sharp hourglass. I am going to show you on Betty Grable as well. Do you see how there's a little bit more length in this torso? And yes, there's the sharper shoulders. But again, this is going to be a little longer there. I don't see that here. I see very short, very short. I don't see that erectness and that width. There, it does look like that, but it's very petite. And her shoulders don't have it. It's a more petite, softer, not as sharp. If that makes sense, she's overall softer than these women. They're getting a little bit too much. They have that soft yang. I'm not seeing the soft yang here. I see this slight influence of some yang in here with some short angularity. But that's very short compared to their torso and their hips. I am going to come down now to the romantics types. The first thing I want to point out is the essence of the theatrical romantic. The essence doesn't even match. That right there, I throw it out because essence does matter. And when you look at a theatrical romantic, they all have this similar vibe. You can go look at Salma Hayek. You can go look at the other ladies. And it is this iciness that you can come through. They're very soft, but there's that dramatic iciness. It's like that soft, welcoming, romantic magnetism, and then bam, ice, if need be. This face is soft and very, very welcoming and jubilant, right? Like more, no ice. Now I'll come over to the romantic types. And I love this picture of Gina Lollobrigida and Marilyn Monroe together. Do we see like the softness there compared to the Gamine softness in Betty White above? How there's this, I don't know how to put it. There's something to both of these women's essences. The softness is just softer. You can see it's just pure yin softness. Everything is round and delicate. There's no angularity there, just all petite and softness, and just there's a different vibe compared to the fun, sweet excitement and softness of Betty, if you can see the difference there. I see it very clearly in its essence, so it's really hard for me to put that into words. So I just want you to compare. They're both very dressed up. Even these ladies in their dresses, so similar in the way they're draped. And there's this different vibe. It's not the iciness here. It's a softness and a magnetism and a glow. It's just like a glow that they have. That's a different glow than the cherub beauty of the soft Gamines. Now let's come down to the body of the theatrical romantic. Salma Hayek is the exception in theatrical romantics. A lot of them are very narrow, and their softness, I'm not doing it justice, is like this. Do you see how she's got no bone structure pushing out? It's more like just a straighter body with this flesh on top. So it's kind of bumpy looking, but it's very narrow. And come to find out, that waspish waist comes from corseting, when Kibi talked about it, because the theatrical women back in the day, they are romantic. So when you're going to corset this, that's going to squish in, and it's going to push any of this softness up or down, rounding out those hips even more. But do you see that it's just flesh on top of a very narrow bone structure? There's not a lot of voluptuousness all the time in a theatrical romantic. Like the soft Gamine, as they put on weight, they will develop a voluptuousness. So the difference is how Mila is very straight and just some flesh laying on top. The difference would be in a soft Gamine is that they are straighter, but they're angularly straight. Where this is going to be more rulery straight because there's not a prominence to the bones at all. This in a soft Gamine, the bones are starting to become push outward a little bit and become a little bit more prominent. Now, Judy Garland has a little bit longer leg, but overall, right here, it's like a flatness you see compared to the erectness of the soft natural. I see there's a little bit of it is short, soft, and angular. I like how this dress drapes and shows her curves. That's why I took it. She's a little more curvy. But again, it's this shorter angularity. And then we'll come over to here and do another color. Why did I pick the color of the dress? Like, it must have subliminally been with me. There we go. A softness right on top. I do think Betty White and Judy Garland are very good muses for you, Isabelle. But I do hope that we're seeing essence-wise. Like, look at the faces of these two ladies. That girl next door softness. I'm not seeing girl next door softness here. I'm seeing softness, but it's not the girl next door. I'm not seeing the icy stare or that, deep, mysterious essence that the theatrical romantic has here. I'm also not seeing the same glowy magnetism that a romantic has that these two ladies give off. I mean, I think it's very apparent because she's dark haired and she's light haired. They still give off that same kind of vibe, glow. There's a romantic essence there that we don't have to always match entirely, but we do have that vibration to it. That's what makes that what it is. There is a similarity, and it's in the essence that the similarity comes across rather than the shape, because you have all different body shapes in these types, right? And then when I come and I see this softness, this cherub, this beauty, this fun, there I see cohesion. And then I see in the shoulders this, it looks like a little bit flatter than a soft natural, shorter, softness, angularity, short angularity, paired with, again, softness. And that's where I see that she would be a soft gamine. I hope all of you are seeing this, and I hope this helped. I tried to explain in a little bit more detail because I wanted to, show some differences with essence and get more into trying to describe how I'm seeing essence. I think that's a weaker point of my explanation is I can see the shape, but I struggle to verbalize what I'm seeing essence-wise. So comment and share if I can clarify a little bit more. I'm curious to learn and help make you guys see this. Or if I did a great job, let me know so I can continue doing it. But again, it's also in that facial features, just the overall vibe the person gives off. I see shortness. It just soft gamine really works better than the other types when I look at overall essence, body shape, and softness and all of that. So if you like this and you are curious of what your body type is, please follow. Check out the link in my bio. I do offer body typing services and all different things, and I would love to help you. That is my mission, to help women. If you have not followed, please follow and share so that the algorithm lets other people see me who might need help. And maybe one day I can quit teaching and be a full-time personal stylist and creator. That would be awesome. Thanks, guys. See you soon.